What is the difference between commercial and residential construction? In this quick 5-minute video, I'm going to give you the differences and things that you ought to consider. If you're into that, stay with us. Okay, so real quick, one of the first things that I want to talk to you about is that commercial construction is more stable. I've been in my career through about 3 different recessions and 1 major recession slash depression, which isn't funny. In commercial construction, it rarely hits us. Usually companies only get rid of, which sounds harsh, but it's not really, about 3 to 5% of their staff. If you're a top performer, you don't need to worry. I've never been low on work or out of work in commercial construction, even through hard economic times. That is different in residential. You have higher fluctuations, and it's a bigger problem. When the economy tanks, residential can sometimes just stop, and people literally get laid off, they're out of work, and businesses shut down. So just know that about commercial and residential construction. I've always felt safer on the commercial side from an economic standpoint. And that's probably the biggest talking point that I want to go through. So let me go through some of the other ones. Here's the difference between the two. Residential and commercial differ in complexity. Residential is less complex. Commercial is more complex. Residential and commercial differ in their purpose. Obviously, residential is geared towards comfort, towards living. Commercial is all about functionality and purpose and supporting the agency or the business that it is serving. Residential and commercial differ also greatly when it comes to materials. Residential is mainly simpler types of building materials and wood structures most of the time. Commercial is much more complex. And not only are the materials more complex, but the design is more complex. They're different with budget and cost. Residential is much more affordable. Commercial, even just one aspect of the building can be astronomically expensive because it's complex and because you have advanced systems and materials within the building. The timelines are different. Residential, you can knock these out pretty quickly, right? You can knock out a home in a short amount of time, or a multifamily project or a hotel in 7 to 15 months. Most commercial construction projects are anywhere between 1 to 5 years. Another major difference is expertise. I want you to know that I do not like this, and we have to change it. But most of the time, commercial construction is expected to be well-educated, college graduates, or from the field, larger teams that are dedicated to that site without multitasking. Residential, typically you have less, I'm not insulting, I'm just saying, less experience. The trades have less experience. They're expected to do less. They're not on site and they're running multiple projects with less focus. Now this does have to change. I want to see residential have the same amount of training, the same expectations for safety and cleanliness, and the same amount of respect. But that is currently the circumstance in construction. And then obviously regulations and inspections. There's a whole lot less on the residential side, and it's much more intense in every aspect on the commercial side. So I did this video to just give you a quick answer for what is the difference, but I'm going to link you to a longer video that talks about the exact same topic, but I go into these in much more detail. So if you came here just to find the quick differences, there you go. And if you're thinking about entering into a career, you can go into either one, but I would recommend being excellent wherever you go and following similar practices. But commercial is more stable, residential is less so. There is more money here, there is less so here, but really we should get them both on the same level with the same level of excellence. I'm going to link you to that longer video, but I hope you've enjoyed your time with me. On we go.